Sir, 14 present. Hello, sir.
Okay. Okay. So in last lecture, right, we have started with the unit number 5, actual bits in the unit number 5. Okay. And we have discussed about the optical layer, right? That is for the optical communication, we need some extension to the physical layer, that is the optical layer. Okay. So that point we have discussed. Then we have discussed about some network terminologies. What do you mean by node? What do you mean by trunks? Right? Or what do you mean by network itself? Right? Then what do you mean by routers and what is use of routers to communicate between two different networks? So all that point we have discussed in the last lecture, and we have started with the SONET, that is synchronous optical network. Right? Now we are going to continue our discussion with the same SONET. Okay. Again, in this lecture, we are going to discuss in detail about the SONET. Now, we have seen the basic purpose and what do you mean by SONET and its basic terminology, right? So basically, uh, SONET is nothing but the synchronous optical network, right? And it's a kind of protocol that is used to communicate, or that is used to establish, or that is used to transmit the optical data over the network, right? This is the very basic purpose of SONET. Now, this basically SONET is the TDM. What do you mean by TDM? You might have discussed in the your digital communication subject, right? That is the time division multiplexing. Okay, so SONET provides this time division multiplexed optical network standard, mostly used in America or in North America. And the same protocol or the same SONET for rest of the world, it is known as SDH, that is synchronous digital hierarchy. Okay, though its name synchronous digital hierarchy, it is used for the optical communication only, right? So SONET is a globally used optical communication, what we can say, basic protocol at the physical layer, right? This is the basic protocol at the physical layer used worldwide for the optical communication, right? And in America, it is known as SONET. In the rest of the world, it is known as synchronous digital hierarchy, that is SDH. It is one and the same thing. So don't confuse between the SONET and HDH, right? And as I told you, this is the basic physical layer standard. Okay, if someone asks you where this SONET or SDH protocol used, at the physical layer, right? What are different network layers and all that? Maybe in your final year you have a subject computer network. In that you will study this all TCP/IP network structure, OSI model, and all that things in detail. Okay, but for time being, just remember each and every network has some layers, right? Physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, IP layer, all that. Okay, so this SONET, it is basically used in a physical layer, uh, at the physical layer, right? This protocol, it is used in a physical layer. Why at physical layer only? Because if you want to communicate your data at the physical layer, you require some sort of transmission medium, and in this case transmission medium is nothing but your optical fiber, right? That's why this SONET protocol for the OFC cables, it is used at the physical layer of your network. Okay, and it is also this type of what we can say SONET, it is also supports, and by it can transmit different IP, that is internet protocol, and ATM, that is uh, asynchronous transfer medium. Okay, this is also kind of protocol, that is the asynchronous. So this SONET can able to transmit over ATM as well as IP, or you can say ATM and IP can be transmitted over SONET. That means this SONET protocol supports the IP packets also and ATM frames also. Okay, this is allowed. Now, in addition to that, what is the data rates and what we can say, what is the transfer speed of this optical fiber with respect to SONET? So it around 810 bytes over 125 microsecond. That is the OC1. Okay, that may be a type of cable, optical fiber 1. And for OCN, it consists of 110 multiplied by n. That means n will be the number of modes that you can transmit. In that case, that many bytes over 125 microsecond. So this much amount of speed can be supported by this SONET protocol. Okay, and also along with this, linear multiplexing and demultiplexing is possible with add and drop multiplexers. Okay, what is this add and drop multiplexers? That we are going to discuss later. Okay, but basically this SONET protocol supports multiplexing, demultiplexing, as well as add drop multiplexers. Okay, now what this SONET actually provides, okay, or what this protocol functions. So it provides a multiplexing. We have discussed this. Okay, it provides error checking. It also provides error checking. Then it is handling variation in the clocks, as it's the synchronous. As I told you, whenever there is word synchronous, that means there is a involvement of clock pulse, because without clock you cannot synchronize two devices, or you cannot synchronize two source and destination, 2 points. Okay, if you want to synchronize 2 points or source and destination, then you must require some sort of clock mechanism there. Then and then only it is able to, or it is possible to synchronize the 2 points, or that may be a receiver or sender. Okay, so clock variations also it can handle. Then mapping of asynchronous voice or data traffic. Okay, it is also same thing. Then signaling for automatic switching in case of fiber or node failure, right? That means for automatic switching in case of fiber optics. See, again this same point also we have discussed in the last lecture. Whenever you are talking about any communication, you take any communication, you may take analog, you may take digital, you may take fiber optics, you take computer communication. Whenever you talk about the communication, to connect different nodes with each other, you require a switches. स्विच हे असणारच तिथं. कम्युनिकेशन आहे म्हणजे तिथं स्विच असणारच, कुठल्याही टाईपचं कम्युनिकेशन असू दे, राईट? सो this SONET also provides, or it also supports the signaling for automatic switching, right? In case of fiber, obviously there will be different in technology wise, there will be different. That means for fiber communication there are separate fiber optic switches are there. In case of digital there are some SS7 or that switching technology. In case of analog there are some MOSFET based switches are available. So technology wise manufacturing and the construction will be different, but switch is the unavoidable component when you are talking about the communication. There will be a switch. Okay, if you want to connect with each other, if you want to connect with different routers, different networks, different nodes, there should be a switch that will act as a bridge between that two nodes. Okay, so SONET provides multiplexing, error checking, handling variation in the clocks, then mapping of the plesiochronous. That means it is a kind of synchronous only voice and data traffic also, right? Data traffic means your packet, internet packets that you are transmitting on the network, and you are getting the revert from the network or a specific server. Okay, then it also supports signaling for automatic switching also, right? For fiber there are certain fiber optic switches are there, especially designed for the fiber optic cables, So this SONET protocol also supports signaling for the automatic switching. Okay, so these are the facilities, or you can say these are the features that is provided by this SONET protocol. Okay, now this is what the typical diagram of the SONET, or how actually this SONET network look like. Okay, so you have multiplexers, then you have a regenerators, then you have add and drop multiplexers, right, that is connected with different add and drop multiplexers, and again back demultiplexers. Okay, different multiplexers, demultiplexers, regenerators, add drop multiplexers. So these are the basic components of any SONET device, or SONET architecture, you can say, right. It is a protocol that will be working as a physical layer, but it has some components that is required to function that, or that is required to work that protocol, and these are the different components, right, which can be used for the SONET protocol. Okay, so these are the different components that is involved in the SONET network or SONET protocol. Okay, now what is use of this each component? So what is role of multiplexers and demultiplexers? So all of you know, you are well aware of this. Why we require a multiplexing, right? What do you mean by multiplexer? Many to one converter, right? Many to one converter. That means you have a many signals, and if you want to transmit that many signals onto the same channel with some guard band in between them, it is possible with the multiplexer only. And what is role of demultiplexer? One to many, right? Whatever the signals that you have gathered together, now at the destination you have to again separate that signal, so that each signal should reach to its own destination. For that we require a demultiplexer, right? This is a very basic function of multiplexer and demultiplexer. So in case of SONET also it plays the same role, right? So multiplexer, it multiplex signal from the multiple sources. And what is role of demultiplexer? Demultiplexer, it different, or it separate, or it bifurcates that combined signals, which whatever the multiplexed by the multiplexer, and it will provide to that respective destination. This is role of demultiplexer. Now why you require a regenerator, or what is role of regenerator? So this regenerator, its function at the data link layer. Okay, now what is the basic role of this regenerator? So it receives optical signal and regenerates it. And why to regenerate optical signal? As you know, in a what we can say, in the path of optical communication, due to the losses, the signal strength is degrading as it goes on, or as it goes along the fiber, राईट. म्हणजे जी सोर्सला सिग्नल स्ट्रेंथ असणार आहे तीच सिग्नल स्ट्रेंथ तुम्हाला 100 किलोमीटर डिस्टन्स ट्रॅव्हल केल्यानंतर मिळणार आहे का? नाही मिळणार आहे. त्या 100 किलोमीटर डिस्टन्स मध्ये देर विल बी अ लॉट ऑफ लॉसेस, लॉट ऑफ इंटरफरन्स, राईट. Though there is no any kind of interference, but there will be a inbuilt losses, or there will be a kind of fiber optic losses that we have already discussed. What are the different losses that may what we can say involved in the fiber optic communication? There may be a dispersion loss also, right? It is the what we can say major loss in the fiber optics, dispersion loss, intramodal and intermodal and all that we have discussed already. So because of these losses, signal strength goes on degrading as it travels the distance, so that after a certain distance you require these regenerators. What these regenerators do? These regenerators will strengthen signal, right, and again it will transmit to the fiber optics. Ha regenerator काय करतो? It will receive the weak optical signal, it will convert into electrical signal. Then you have, or that there may be some fiber nowadays there will be a fiber amplifiers, so there is need not to convert to optical to the electrical, so it will receive that weak optical signal using some optical amplifiers, right? There are many more optical amplifiers are available. It will amplify that signal and again further it will transmit to the destination. This is the job of regenerator. रिजनरेटरचा रोल काय आहे? जो सिग्नल एका ठराविक अंतरानंतर रिजनरेटर्स बसवलेले असतात, त्यांचा रोल काय आहे की जो सिग्नल वीक झालेला आहे तो रिसीव्ह करायचा, त्याला स्ट्रेंथन करायचा. स्ट्रेंथन करणार म्हणजे काय करणार? तर अँप्लिफाय करणार, राईट? यू हॅव टू इन्क्रीज इट्स पॉवर युझिंग अँप्लिफिकेशन. So you have to amplify that so that it will regain its strength, and then you can again transmit that signal along the fiber optic cable. And this is the basic purpose of regenerator, right? Then why you require add and drop multiplexers? So basically this add and drop multiplexer is nothing but, if suppose have a look on this diagram. Okay, so this is the add and drop multiplexer. So what is role of this add and drop multiplexer? So basically it's split that multiplexed signal into again two different signals, right? And that two signals again can be splitted at the destination by these demultiplexers, right? And this add and at this juncture it can combine any two different multiplexed signals, or it can split any two different multiplexed signals, right? That means add means what? It can add the signals onto the multiplexed channel, or it can drop some signals to the multiplexed channel. So this is the function of this add and drop multiplexer. Okay, now advantages of the Sonet. Okay, now this is what we have discussed about the Sonet, its architecture, its different component, function of each component, right? What are the different features provided by the Sonet, why we require a Sonet protocol, right, for the fiber optic communication. And always remember, it works at the physical layer only, right? Now this Sonet protocol provides multiplexing, error correction, right? Then add and drop multiplexing, then automatic switch signaling. For the automatic switching, different features can be supported by this Sonet protocol. Okay, now what are the advantages of this Sonet? So increase the bandwidth over traditional communication system, as you are using the fiber optic cable, which itself provides a tremendous bandwidth, and along with again multiplexer and some add and drop multiplexer facility, so the bandwidth provided by this Sonet is enormous, or it is much more larger as compared to your conventional communication system, that is your analog or digital. Fiber optic सारखी bandwidth कोणीच provide करू शकत नाही, right? Increase the configuration flexibility that support features applications with variety of transmission rates, right? With the help of different add and drop multiplexers, so you can communicate with the devices which have different transmission rates, right? You can communicate with the devices with different transmission rates. Reduction in equipment requirement, right? When you use this Sonet protocol, then when you install this Sonet device at your, what we can say, network premises, then your job is over. That Sonet device will take care of everything. So the equipment required is, or the whatever the large equipments that you may require, it get reduced, right? And the last and the most important advantage is an increase in network reliability and many more. Okay, network reliability increases because see, already optical communication is immune to the all kinds of interference. It is neither immune, neither get affected by the electromagnetic, neither get affected by the some sort of electrical interference. No, even it is not get affected by the lightning also, right? So interference already, it is immune to all type of interference. So in that return, the network reliability increases tremendously. Okay, so these are the major advantages of this Sonet network. Okay, now next part is a Sonet frame structure, right? So we have already discussed about the Sonet is a protocol which transmit the what we can say data, optical data that is in the form of light to the networks and all that we have discussed. We have discussed these features also, but how that SONET frame structure look like, or what is that SONET frame structure? Okay, so this point we are going to discuss in the next lecture. Okay, for now we will stop here. If you have any query or doubt related to the today's point that we have discussed, you can ask me right now.